So if you are a true investor, and if your purpose is really to buy a property so that you can make money out of that, I feel like by picking the right contractor, you can make money in the long run. If I was the client, how do I want to experience a tour? How do I want my broker to guide me before I make one of the biggest financial decisions I'm ever gonna make in my whole entire life? Because hindi birong kahit 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, any million. It's a lot of money, right? And for most Filipinos, you're only going to spend that much once in your life.
If we continue to show good houses, if you continue to show good information about these properties, people are more educated. And sometimes battling the status quo like that is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a little bit scary because who are we offending in this movement that we're trying to do?
And how do we do that? My goodness, from material selection, from the house tour, siguro hours talaga. I know that sounds like a lot of time, but you need to understand the hours that they took asking you these questions, confirming what materials to use. You will be living in that house for however long. Or, like we said, you will be selling that. If you're selling it, you're not just selling the house, the materials, you're selling the experience, diba? Welcome back to another episode of BTB Podcast. And of course, we have a special guest with us today.
So for today's special guest, we have here Miss Maiko, or also known as She's That Broker. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, guys. I love that you called me by my first name because every time someone would say hi to me, they just call me Miss Broker.
I love it.
Thank you.
So, do you actually divulge online that your name is Maiko, or like talagang hindi
Yeah,
masyado?
actually, no.
Oh, that's why they call you Miss
That's
Broker.
why.
Like
But
you
I
just
added it
smart.
on my page now, like Maiko. She's That Broker. Just so you know, I also have a name. Kahit first name lang. Yeah.
So, all of your contents are actually real estate properties. So, here in Beyond the Build, we actually teach business owners or contractors how to do their business better. So, every episode is a different type of lesson. So, the lesson that we want to share to our viewers today, Maiko, is something that you can give insight to, which is actually property storytelling. Contractors actually overlook that the way they storytell their work is actually make or break. They could do a beautiful house, but if they don't do it the right way and say what they did for the house or say how they did it, it actually just becomes invisible excellence.
Yes.
In a way.
Yeah.
So we wanted to ask you today, how did it start for you when you wanted to tell people about real estate, how you wanted to highlight the beautiful places in the South, and then it grew from just the South to other places in Manila. So how did you start?
So basically, I started as a more of like an educational type of content. And I saw a gap in the market wherein you have a lot of these tours, right? Like you have a lot of house tours, like in the US especially. And then we followed here in the Philippines. But everybody was doing a house tour. But if I'm a buyer, personally, I'm not interested in just how the house looks like, because that's just another form of brochure,
Yes.
right? Like it's just another picture that doesn't tell me anything. So I wanted to go the educational route just to show people that it's not just the house you're looking at, but who were the builders behind it? What did they have in mind when they were building this? Was it really to give you a functional space? Or was it just because they wanted to make money, right? So that's what I wanted to figure out. And that's what reflected in my content. So really telling people about, okay, this is a house worth buying because, like for example, there's this house now. I'm trying to come up with a concept for it on how I can create a story around it. And it's such a beautiful house because the owner built it for him and his family. And when he built it, there was no intention to sell it. You know, they have quite a lot of money. They don't need to sell. Actually, the house is just there. He doesn't care if
Is
there's no
this-
viewing.
Is this the one with the sunken living room?
No, that's a different one, but
okay.
that's also pretty. So the guy also didn't end up selling that house. So a lot of these people are like, they build it so nice. And then in the end, it's like, first of all, you're never gonna find all those materials because they chose it with so much passion and love. And when you buy a house that's just been built so that they can sell it fast, you'll see. You will really see the
that's so
difference.
true.
So parang with this other house that I want to make a content for, I'm just in love with everything. It's like, it's not crazy modern. It's not like one of the parang, parang popular houses to have right now. Like all glass, pero sobrang init sa loob. And then, ang ganda ng kitchen, pero walang, parang may mga kulang lagi. But if it's normally built for end use, there's always that passion, that love with the way they build. And these are the houses, right now, I honestly love visiting and showing. Yeah.
So for those houses that you were able to storytell, would you say that knowing the history or of how it's built makes it easier for you to say to your customers, like sell the house for your customers?
Definitely. Because the house speaks for itself, right? Like, sometimes I love it when I don't have to say anything. And actually, as a seller, I should not say anything. Like, I have to allow you to experience the house, to feel the house. And then the things that I should say or should not be the obvious things. It should be things like the nearest school is here. Or actually this material was bought in Italy. The owner had it shipped. Something like that. But you have to feel it. But that definitely helps,
I have a question, Maiko. When you had that realization that everybody was doing house tours and nobody was really talking about why it's built this way, what was like the mental framework that was working there? What was the basis of the understanding that, hey, that needs to be told?
Yeah. So I would always see myself in the shoes of my clients. If I was the client, how do I want to experience a tour? How do I want my broker to guide me before I make one of the biggest financial decisions I'm ever gonna make in my whole entire life? Because hindi birong kahit 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, any million. It's a lot of money, right? And for most Filipinos, you're only going to spend that much once in your life. So for me, okay, if I was the client, how do I want to be toured? And I said, I want to start by having a quick chat. First, educate me. Tell me, why should I buy in Laguna? Why should I buy in Nuvali, for example? But a lot of people are saying Nuvali, Nuvali, Nuvali. But nobody talks about why Nuvali, right? So, and for me, I'm a client myself because at this point in time, me and my husband, we still can't figure out where are we gonna buy.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're still renting.
Sorry.
And until we find that, I'm also always looking for the answers myself. But I want to find the answers and also share it to other people so that they don't end up buying things on impulse. Yeah.
So it's kind of having that sense of empathy for your clients so that you
Definitely.
can properly storytell anything.
Yeah.
So do you think that's translatable to contractors? If they have that certain empathy to their customers, to their end users, let's say they're just about to renovate, because you've been storytelling houses that have already been made, but those houses have a builder behind it.
Yeah.
How do you think contractors would be able to storytell how they do what they do?
I'm gonna write this down. Okay, wait.
Take down notes, ha? Kasi inaasahan ko kayo. It's the same for contractors because andun ako sa latter stage of that whole business. Because I have clients, they're not really builders, but they have a lot, so they want to build on that lot. But they also want to sell it so that parang it becomes their kind of business or they rent it out. But andun ako sa latter part because ako yung magpaparent niyan after or ako yung magre-resell niyan para sa kanila And then you see na if the quality is bad, if it was not built without like functionality, like design behind it, first of all, it's hard to make money out of that initial investment that you've made. So if you are a true investor, and if your purpose is really to buy a property so that you can make money out of that, I feel like by picking the right contractor, you can make money in the long run, right? So for contractors, by having empathy, it's not just doing good business for one client, but that client who's going to either sell that house fast because it's such an amazing house or rent it out fast because it's such an amazing house, right? He's probably going to say, let's do this again. Let's build another one.
Yeah.
Or hey, you know what? My brother is also looking for a contractor. Because I feel like we're both like, being a contractor, being a broker, we're all parang customer-facing roles. It's about the service that we provide. And if we have empathy, our business grows. And if we have empathy, we're helping more people. And most people in the Philippines, unfortunately, they do not have access to information.
Yes, totoo.
What is like, when I renovated my condo, I renovated my mom's house, and then I renovated my condo. And when I did that all by myself. Why? Because I was actually scared of contractors. I was like, I don't know how to start, and I feel like ang tagal-tagal nung process before I could get information. And then once I get the quotation, it's really high, but then parang I just feel like I'm not taken care of. So I said, you know what, I'll do it by myself. But by doing it by myself, I messed up, right? So, ayun lang, like, I feel like it's about time in the Philippines na we step up by helping other people and really doing our job well. Because I feel like if you continue to go that route of bahala na yan, in 5 years, 10 years, mauunahan tayo ng AI. Magulat na lang tayo, may mga robot na construction na. But at the end of the day, like, I would rather work with a person than a robot, right? And I feel like it's not just for the future, but really helping Filipinos right now. By doing good, we're educating them. This is the standard. So that people eventually will also stop accepting bare minimum. Because that's what you see all the time, everywhere.
I think it's actually, it takes a lot of balls to educate. Kasi nga, you're also exposing, if you fail at something that you're teaching, so it also holds you accountable as well.
Yeah.
So kunwari tinuturuan ko yung, ikaw in your case, you're teaching your future clients or your current clients, hey, these are things you should avoid. If you now then proceed to tell them, hey, ganito, and you're contradicting yourself, it kind of puts you on the spotlight. May spotlight ka na. So now you feel as if I have to do better. Especially the more followers you have, the more likely you're gonna get to be bashed. Or somebody can make a post about you. Hey, kilala nyo si GLI, kilala nyo si Matras, kilala mo dito. They failed at my project. So we put ourselves out there. It's also, I'm teaching my clients, my future clients, but in a sense, I'm also letting them know, hey, any minute now, if I do mess up, you can come back. I have followers. You can rat me out any minute, and I'm gonna be there to make sure that my reputation doesn't get destroyed.
Exactly.
Kasi nga, you're teaching, but you're not following your own teachings, right?
Exactly. But I honestly believe also that mistakes will always happen, but it needs to be managed well. Like, one of the business models that I really like is Salad Stop, because it's such a simple product, yet they created systems around it. And I think that's the same for, well, I don't know. I've never been a contractor. I don't know how the operations really work. But I think by having systems in place, we can minimize all these mistakes. Because, for example, Salad Stop, they minimize the mistakes that can happen by one person is getting the order, the second person gets the salad, the third person wraps the salad. Done.
Like
how can you make a
Chipotle.
mistake? Right? I think, and by making each person at their designated spot an expert at that. So if you do that thing every day, right? Parang you minimize that risk.
Yeah.
But if you have one person, like my mistake, right? I got this kuya from the streets to paint, to be a parang carpentero, to retile, And he's not an expert at anything. So, I'm like, it's like a kid who did Lego.
Yeah.
Parang, paano ba? Feeling ko ganito eh. Dinikit lang sa pader. Ganon.
So guys, note to self, don't hire kuyas from the streets. Somebody called
yung mga all around, like
Yeah.
they can do everything na daw. They can do everything. Sabi nga nila, jack of all trades,
Yeah.
master of nothing. Yon.
So it's really good, Maiko, seeing all these perspectives, no? Kasi from your side, you're seeing it at the end of the funnel. Eh. We're usually at the middle of the buying of the lot, the build, and then you come
Yeah.
after again to sell it.
Correct.
It's nice for our viewers to know that beyond the build,
Galing.
no, but beyond the build, there is something that's gonna have to happen after. It's either they're gonna live in it, they're gonna sell it, or they're gonna rent it out. Knowing that makes a contractor both should be empathetic to who their customers are, should be future oriented, that there is something after that, and should also know that if they want anything good for their customers, they should have systems in place. Those three things, I think you can end the podcast right there. That's three tips na for you from this. But sobrang full of knowledge. That first few minutes pa lang, no? Grabe, Maiko.
Yeah, andit na nga eh.
Uwi na tayo,
Baka mamaya
guys.
maiyak ka na. Joke lang.
So it's really nice to have this perspective kasi syempre kami, we're used to the middle part eh. So it's nice knowing these things na parang even ikaw, na you want the standards being set high.
Yeah. Hindi pa nga ako contractor, but bakit lagpas? Bakit yung glue kita? Sabi ko, ang ganda ng stairs, glass stairs. Pero yung glue nasa labas, parang pag gumawa ng art yung anak ko, nasa yung buong glue.
Yung sealant.
Ay, yung sealant na yun. Sorry, glue tawag ko eh.
Bakit hindi nila ginagamit yung Pioneer Pro Elasta Seal?
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it's poorly done. So normally, I would advise my clients to do renovations
To redo.
after buying a brand new house.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? So imagine, the reason why you're buying is so that you save on construction costs. But normally, for most people buying, they're going to end up renovating anyway.
Oh, that's crazy.
So parang double pa yung cost mo.
So does that change customers' decision sometimes? Oh, this property is already worth a lot. Now it's going to be worth more.
Yeah. Now what I'm seeing is, and I was actually just writing a script about this yesterday kasi it's so close to my heart because at the end of the day, we are also the target market because we're millennials. Tayo na yung may buying power ngayon, diba?
Amen.
So tayo na yung mga naghahanap ng bahay ngayon. So
Like my
it's-
message to Maiko.
Yeah. So it's so sad that ito yung mga options mo. And I get really, really sad. So when I was making this script, I said, as a buyer, tayo yung nasa bottom ng food chain. And itong mga developers, sila yung nasa taas. And we're hoping that they do well. So that tayong mga nasa bottom ng food chain, yung bibili lang ng mga products na available.
Yes.
Right? Because we're not really contractors. It's hard to build a house tapos magpapagawa ka tapos hindi mo naman alam kung sino yung makakadeal mo, sino yung magiging ka-work mo. So
Yeah.
for many Filipinos, what they end up doing is they will buy from a developer. But ang nangyari is itong mga developers or mga contractors, hindi kayo, yung iba, I guess.
I was about to get hurt a little, you know?
Kaya nga, diba? Parang binigyan tayo nitong standard na ito lang ang makukuha nyo. Kapag
Yeah.
bumili kayo, ito lang makukuha nyo. So now we don't even know anymore what's good and not good unless you've seen what's good. Or you've gone to a hotel that's really nicely done. Like you can't even... When I started seeing nice houses, when I got into real estate, I cannot pinpoint, but there's something good about this house. Tapos, pag tinanong mo yung like manager or the owner of the house, oh, it's the windows. Windows lang yun? But parang...
It's a natural light that goes in.
Yes, so it's like there's something, the little things, but you will only know the standards once you see it. But if Filipinos keep getting these substandard properties or works, wala. Paano natin malalaman? Especially in socialized housing, low-cost housing,
Yes.
affordable
Totoo.
housing.
Row housing.
Diba? Exactly.
So you were mentioning a while ago that the standard, you want to raise the standard too, the same way that we want to raise the standard too. But there's a common theme that if Maiko says that and if we say that, what is happening in the Philippines in the first place? I think it's been a standard that let's keep the Filipino standard low so that we can assume that we're meeting it.
Yeah.
So it's the same as television. Dati nung walang Netflix sa Pilipinas, people are just happy with whatever show is online. But if you notice recently, they're not happy with the shows online because pumapasok na international shows dito when they had Netflix. It's the same way that if we continue to show good houses, if you continue to show good information about these properties, people are more educated. And sometimes battling the status quo like that is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a little bit scary because who are we offending in this movie that we're trying to do?
Yeah,
It's for
offend
the
everyone. Kids,
Yeah.
listen to this. If you have to change for the wrong reason, you might as well go against the flow.
Correct.
Kasi nga, like, we wouldn't be where we are today, I think, if we didn't all go against the flow.
Yes.
Let's be honest. Which is scary, but
Yeah. Exactly. I think it's been too long that we've been treated this way.
Amen.
May hugot pala, no? Parang it's been too long. Like, I remember my mom, she also used to invest in real estate, but all of her properties were not amazing. And parang nobody really helped her navigate through that journey. And we've seen, like, imagine, I guess up to this point, like, sometimes you would go to hotels and they're
Yeah.
charging like what, 15,000 for a nothing.
Nothing. No,
Yeah.
literally.
Diba, hindi nyo man lang nilagyan ng di ba, window. Wala man lang
They put a
exhaust,
cute
wala man
painting
lang
sa likod, then that's 10,000 right
exactly.
there.
Wala man lang heater, wala man lang split type aircon, yung mga ganong bagay. It's the little things. And I think tayo yung first generation
Yeah.
na naka-travel, naka-experience ng, I guess,
To see
better
what-
things, to see the world, really, right? More educated, and parang it's a thing for us now to expose ourselves, more education, of course, with the help of social media, we know what's going on, so we are fighting for something.
Knowing that this is inevitable, we're going to be able to push the standard forward. What does that tell business owners or contractors for their business? Diba parang hearing this today, I'm pretty sure they're thinking, so I should do something about it. But what is that? Like,
Yeah.
what are the standards that are being set this low and what are we trying to raise? So,
Yeah.
Ina, do you have anything? And then we'll go one by one.
On the hardest question pa talaga.
So that if a contractor wants to, I want to raise it too, but I don't know which part. How about GLI? What does GLI stand for?
So the number one thing that GLI really tried to do initially was collaborate more. Most of the time, nakikita ko, like you mentioned, jack of all trades. Jack of, ano yun?
Yeah, jack of all trades.
Jack of all
Yeah.
trades, master of none.
Nothing, yeah.
What I notice a lot of contractors do, yung older contractors, hindi sila kumuha ng subcon, lahat in-house. Kasi parang may pride sila na ako lang gumawa ng lahat na to. But what if you're not specialized in roofing? For example, you're not specialized in design. There's nothing wrong naman with saying, like, that's why the whole collaboration thing, that's something we're trying to do in Conventures at least, or in BTB. For example, me and Gila have a project. It's in QC here. Sila yung nag-design. Kami yung nagko-construct. And then yung roof, hindi kami yung roof, sina Conrad Roofing yung roof. Because they specialize in these things. Instead of me being prideful, be like, I don't want to do your design.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that roof. I can do a roof too. Why would I give my client a project that could be better?
Exactly.
And you have to hire the right people talaga for the right job,
Yeah.
right? Like, for example, you get a broker.
Yeah.
Some people just go to marketplace. May nagbebenta ng lupa for 1 million pesos. Bibili ka, yung pala yung lupa is a area that floods.
Yeah.
So instead of you just getting random people, you have to find the expert talaga. So
Yeah.
in GLI, we take pride that we're really good at structural.
Yeah.
Yun talaga. You look at my biga, you look at my poste, ang ganda. You will not see the little honeycombing, you'll not see little cracks.
Yeah.
But then you tell us to design something, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Just okay. It's nothing fancy, but hey, my structure is sturdy. You put me in an earthquake zone, I'm confident that will last.
Wow.
That's me. That's how
Yeah.
confident I am. Si Conrad, sure sila, they're so confident, they call their audience mga katulo. They're that confident, hindi magtutulo yung kanilang bubong, walang tulo sa bubong nila, that they
Wow.
call their audience tulo.
Wow.
So for the contractors that are watching or business owners, it's the ability to open up and collaborate with someone
Yes.
actually even sometimes better than you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So in Madhouse Design Studio naman, what we wanted to elevate was to try and understand our customers more than what they say. We actually have a framework here in the company called Designs That Solve, or it's basically called human-centered design. We never ask our clients what color you want or how many dining chairs do you want for the house. We ask them first, what are your pain points? Why are you doing this at your point in life right now? And some clients would just say, Basta Gila, I just want storage in my house. And you can just take that as is. Okay, noted, storage, like in cabinets. But
Yeah.
in Madhouse, everybody out there is really trained to ask the questions, why? Why do you want storage? Kasi magulo. But why is that? Because every time I come home from work, I'm always OT. My stuff is all over the ground and I feel like all my hard work goes to nothing because I go home to a mess. Oh, so you want a home that can make you feel like all your hard work is worth it. Now, she didn't really want storage.
Yeah.
She actually wanted a home worth it. Na worthwhile niyang uwian. Now, that design looks especially different from the first one. So, that's basically what we elevate naman in Madhouse.
Pero like just kind of working towards what Gila said. Kasi nga sila yung nag-design ng Madhouse tuloy sasabihin ko. Sila nag-design ng bahay build. And they really walked me through it. My goodness, all the questions. Some parts got a little personal. Like, hey, do you cook? I'm like, what? Is that important? I don't cook, po. I don't clean. But because of that, they were able to like organize. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff. So when Gila was asking all of these questions, what was the initial design? Kasi initially, kami yung nag-design, we made it super basic lang, so totoo lang. So I was like, I just want to have this house done. And Gila was like, let's make it special. Let's make it for you. She's still So I was like, okay, how do we do that? My goodness, from material selection, from the house tour, siguro hours talaga. I know that sounds like a lot of time, but you need to understand the hours that they took asking you these questions, confirming what materials to use. You will be living in that house for however long. Or, like we said, you will be selling that. If you're selling it, you're not just selling the house, the materials, you're selling the experience, diba? So ngayon, yung bahay ko, I told her kasi like, whenever I get home, I just want to go up and relax. I want a whole relaxation zone. Gumawa siya ng hammock area for me. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a possibility. And then I once told her as a joke, because one of our clients asked for a slide. And she's like, oh, do you want a slide? I'm like, now I want a slide too. Like,
We can still put a slide in.
please stop. That's gonna cost me too much. Yun lang intindihan nyo, guys. If you want an amazing house, you also gotta have the budget for it, okay? All right? If you can't afford it, save up. That's it. Sa totoo lang, no?
I like what you both said, no? Collaboration is really important. But I also like another part there, which is the specialization. A lot of us, we try to hoard. Because as business owners, parang our mindset is always about how are we gonna make money the most, the fastest. And I agree with you. It's the same with people who are selling houses. It's like, I don't specialize in the north, for example. That's why when she said she's moving to the south, I'm like, come on.
Yeah.
I would love to welcome you here. But as soon as she said something like the north, I think I wasn't able to reply pa nga eh. But the problem there is a lot of people, even though it's not their area of specialization, they're gonna try and do it just because they want to make money. And I think we're living in times now where having a niche is very important. Before kasi parang, sige no, kailangan maging doktor ka lang, maging engineer ka lang. Nasaan si batang engineer? Dapat maging engineer ka lang, maging architect ka lang, ganyan. Tapos lahat na ng industries outside doon, hindi ka daw yayaman. But now we're seeing the trends. Like even si Mr. Beast, now, I don't even know if he went to school, but that guy made so much money and apparently he's the richest YouTuber now because of making content.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that you do, I think the goal is to really look for what it is that you're really, really good at. If it's not construction, pero narinig mo lang na maraming pera sa construction, hindi ka naman talaga mahilig. wag mo nang ipilit, wag mo nang isiksik yung sarili mo dyan because I'm sure you have other talents. Like for me, I wanted to be a newscaster on TV.
bagay.
Gusto ko talaga,
Bagay nga.
magandang gabi. Mga,
If I have a
diba?
channel, you're invited.
Right? So that was my dream. But then I realized I was better in sales. I wanted to be a contractor and that's why I pinag-practicean ko yung house ng mom ko and yung condo namin.
kawawa.
Nagpalpak ako, hindi ako marunong mag-manage ng tao. Wala, sabi ko, talagang sa sales ako magaling. So, I just doubled down on that and really embrace what I was good at. And now, look, parang it's all paying off because once you have a niche and you have experience of over 10 years in just one industry,
Yes.
now people trust you. And when you have the trust, you get the business.
And you get
Yeah.
the money.
Yes, exactly.
That's what trust gets you.
Yes.
So we started off this podcast to actually teach business owners on how to storytell their projects. And we've learned that it starts with empathy and then being future oriented and then putting systems around it. But at the end of this conversation, now it has turned into this conversation where these contractors and business owners have to think more than what it is and have to grow the industry they're
For
in.
money.
And even in that regard, find a niche where they can be excellent at, because you cannot be excellent in everything.
Right.
So if you're a business owner and you're thinking about, okay, how can I elevate myself? How can I do more in my industry? Maybe start with, what am I really passionate in? What am I really good at? What is my core competency? And let it evolve from that.
That was really good, guys. That
I
was
know, that
so
was so fun.
nice. That was so
That's good.
nice.
Dami pang pwedeng pag-usapan.
Now, speaking of brands that we believe in here at BTB Podcast, thank you so much for sponsoring and for supporting our podcast, Pioneer Adhesives
T-by Mix Concrete Admixtures.
and Phelps Dodge Philippines. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe. We are literally on every platform except for Instagram. We are on YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, Facebook.
And Maiko's on Instagram and
Yeah,
Facebook.
And Facebook. Follow, support everybody here, guys. We are trying to grow this community and we need you guys to be part of it as well. Okay, bye.